who support governors who want to transit from being heads of executive to come over and assist us in oversight and legislation, because we gain a lot from the experience that has been gained from counties where there have been heads of executive. And I've also seen this personally. I serve in the Committee of Health on many occasions when we have had county visits with Senator Mandago. And having had the benefit of having a chair in last Senate who was not a former governor, I've seen the valuable experience that becomes very useful for us as senators when we visit counties. So I want to urge governors who are retiring and who think they are still energetic, who feel that they have something to still offer to the country, not to shy, but to offer themselves, vie for positions to Senate, and come here and make a contribution. I think Senator Ali Roba and Senator Mandago will agree that they have found it very interesting. We may not have the money that governors have, but we also make a contribution that tends to improve what happens in our counties. And this happens all over. I saw a bill, Madam Speaker, that was proposing that we should bar governors not to run for senatorial positions or member of National Assembly. I personally don't support. Let us compete. If you have had an experience as a senator for 2 terms, and the people of Tana River, where Mungatana comes from, want him to take the experience he has gained as a legislature to being governor, why not? Why should we stop Senator Mungatana from transiting to becoming governor of Tana River? And equally even for myself, Madam Speaker, if the time comes and the people of Nyamira tell me they want me to transit from being a senator to becoming a governor, we should not stop anybody. Let the people decide. Coming back to the report, Madam Speaker, it's unfortunate, Madam Speaker, that implementations of projects spearheaded by a government can stall. And that's a big indictment on us as a country, Madam Speaker. Because if you travel to many jurisdictions, projects initiated, implemented by governments should never stall. Because, Madam Speaker, if government lacks money, then it means the country is bankrupt. You know, in many civilized jurisdictions, if a government begins construction of a road, construction of a bridge, it is the presumption is that the government has money to complete the project. It's really a shame, Madam Speaker, when I look at this report, that some of these projects were launched as way back as 2015. Imagine, that's in another year, next year, that will be 10 years. And then the third part is that we have sunk money into a project, and we are having a report that says some of these projects have been abandoned. It's a big, big indictment on our country. And Madam Speaker, this money comes from taxpayers. Some of them are struggling, you know. They get taxed knowing that the government will put into good use the money that has gone into Kenya Revenue Authority. I think it's not a very good statement on our performance, and I hope the recommendations that have been put forth by the Committee of Finance will make us realize. Our joy as a senator is to see that this process that was midwifed by the Senate, because those motions came here, they were passed by the House, money was sent to counties. Our joy should be that we go to these counties, we go to Isiolo, we go to Tharaka-Nithi, and see those projects being launched. Then we feel proud as senators. But, Madam Speaker, when these projects are stalled, and when you look at the reasons, it's a shame. If you read page 19, the CS said that some of the challenges that were faced included, one, issues dealing with supervision, issues dealing with lack of good management of the projects, bureaucracies arising from project implementation model. This should never happen, Madam Speaker. Because when you are designing a project, you must input how you will supervise that project so that you are able to complete it within the projected contract period. How can our counties be telling us 12 years into devolution that they have inadequate capacity at counties to supervise projects? Okay? I don't think those are excuses that we can take as Senate. Even the excuse of lack of funds from national government should not be convincing. I can give you an example, Madam Speaker. Our county headquarters in Nyamira, we are still being housed by the county commissioner. The county headquarters that were launched by our late governor, Mzee John Yagarama, have not been completed to date. And this idea of a governor who takes over from an outgoing governor, not wanting to complete projects that were commenced or initiated by his predecessor, is something that should not happen in government. We have what we call succession in government. There is what we used to call, Madam Speaker, perpetual succession in government. When you come on board and you find a project that was being initiated by your predecessor, you continue with it. Even this financial year, Madam Speaker, in my own county of Nyamira, the allocation is a paltry 30 million to complete the county headquarters, meaning that the current governor is not giving that project a priority because it was initiated by the previous governor, the late John Yagarama. And at times, this leaves room for speculation. I have no evidence at all. But when you put your ears on the ground, people will tell you that the commission was given to the other administration. So I need to commence my own projects so that I get something. Already, we are breaking ground for an industrial park. We, as a county, want to pump 250 million to the industrial park. Why, Madam Speaker, our county headquarters remain unfinished for over 10 years. Doesn't make economic sense. If I was the governor in office, I would have prioritized, Madam Speaker, completing the county headquarters, Madam Speaker, and then maybe another governor who succeeds me can initiate the county headquarters, Madam Speaker, and then allocate more money there. Our stadium, Manga Stadium, remains again incomplete. It's like a stalled project. And all this boils into the issue of a governor who takes over saying, I'll not complete projects that were initiated by a previous administration. It's not the good thing, Madam Speaker. I've seen roads in my county that were launched by our retired President Uhuru Muigai Kibaki. I've not seen President William Ruto saying, because those roads were launched by our former president, he will not continue those projects. We took over at PSC. We found Bunge Towers. Bunge Towers was launched when Marende was Speaker. Those days, I think, when Mungatano was in National Assembly. Retired Speaker Muturi continued for his 2 tenures as Speaker, Chairman of PSC. We came in and we gave it priority. We completed it, and members are now occupying it. So I plead with the Chair of Finance to impress our governors to give priority to projects that we have, where money has already been spent, substantial amount of money has been spent. All they need is to just put a substantial budget, they finalize the project, and life continues. Because, Madam Speaker, if you go to Machakos, you will see what Governor Mutua did. He did beautiful county headquarters. When you go to Machakos, you feel proud. You see fruits of devolution. That's how devolution should be working. You just sit and you say, yes, these are the county headquarters of Machakos. In fact, you went further and even did some sub-county headquarters. You go to Matu, you will find that Governor Mutua did another sub-county headquarters for the county government of Machakos. Why can't Isiolo, Nyandarua, Tharaka-Nithi do something and complete their county headquarters? Why can't Nyamira, Madam Speaker, 12 years into devolution, not have a county headquarters? When the Gen Zs demonstrated on Tuesday, they went to that building, occupied it, and they were demanding that we want this building to be completed. What a shame to us as leaders. What a shame to our colleagues who are governors. How can Gen Zs be demonstrating, demanding that projects should be completed, launched, so that they can be proud members of those counties? We need to call out our governors and urge them to put aside this issue of you must get something, your hands must be greased before you finish a project. That is not what should inspire leadership. Leadership is transformative, Madam Speaker. If you do a county headquarters for Nyandaro, for Isiolo, for Tana River, that's posterity. Future generations will remember that Senate Governor so-and-so is the one who left behind this beautiful county headquarters. We remember Kibaki for Thika Highway. We will remember President Uhuru for the expressway. Maybe President Uhuru will also do something. We will remember him. You as a governor, what do you want to be remembered for? My governor in Nyamira, what do you want to be remembered for? That Gen Zs came to demonstrate against you? No. You should be remembered that you took over 4 years into your administration, you did something. If there is no Manga Stadium, there is no county headquarters, what will the people of Nyamira remember you for? So, Madam Speaker, I want to commend the Chair, and I want to encourage him to have a further discussion with IGTRC to give priority to governors of these 5 respective counties to prioritize these projects, complete them, and as a good way of appreciating our chairman, they complete these projects while he's still senator. I know people of Mandera may give him a second term, but it will be a good thing if they can finalize these projects during his first tenure as chair of finance and budget, and then he can invite us to go and open these projects. This idea, marking scheme does not reflect very well on us as a country. Madam Speaker, we have so many grants that go to our counties. Like me, we are receiving about 150 million to support agriculture. But if the report we have is that counties don't have capacity to implement projects, how will our donors be encouraged to give us money, Madam Speaker? I really want to plead to our friends, chief executives in counties, to style up, transform our counties, Madam Speaker, complete our hospitals, do our roads. I don't think we came up with counties so that we can just have marams. I also want to walk to my county of Nyamira, Madam Speaker, and tell my people that my governor, whom I worked so hard to ensure that he gets money from Nairobi, has done even 5 kilometers of tarmac, Madam Speaker. We don't want to go to counties and all that we can see is maram. What you are seeing in these county headquarters is replicated in water projects, Madam Speaker. You go to a county, I was looking through the audit report from Nyamira, Madam Speaker. You find beautiful projects identified. You are told the county government will do 20 boreholes, 1 in each ward, in our 20 wards. But when the auditor is doing an assessment, he says there was no proper use of money. There was no value for money for the people of Nyamira because the boreholes were sunk, but no electricity was connected, no solar, no piping to homes. And he returns a verdict and says there was no value for money for the people of Nyamira. He says a project called Nyandoche Vere in Nyanshongo ward was drilled, but nothing happened. It's a ghost project. You go to another project in the same sub-county, Madam Speaker, you find the same report. 17 million spent, no no connection of pipes to homes, no value for the people of Nyamira. Madam Speaker, if you drill a borehole, connect pipes to homes, tell the people that have supplied you water, support me to sustain the project by paying for the water you are consuming. That's the only way, Madam Speaker, devolution will have meaning to our people. And those governors who are engaging in taking kickbacks, who don't want to complete projects by predecessors, like projects started by Senator Captain Ali Roba, it's a shame. Madam Speaker, it's a shame. And the Gen Z has shown us that they can knock on our doors, Madam Speaker. They have demonstrated that they want to put the bar very high for governance. These guys want results, Madam Speaker. They want results. So our governors should style up. Don't put kickbacks as a priority. Complete projects for our people so that we can transform this country. With those remarks, Madam Speaker, I support.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Ali Roba, the mover of the motion, please reply.